How's it going, team? Welcome to the Kiwi Hustle podcast. You're here with Richie Aholele. We've got a very special guest today. He's very outspoken. He's created a social media following based off his beliefs. And I love the fact that he is free to speak what he wants. And I think that's what's missing in New Zealand. You know, there seems to be such a brush where everyone should think the same. But that's not right, because obviously being in a free country, you should be able to speak and say what you want to say and be able to understand and respect it. And that's our brother here, aka Kiss the Floor, but his real name, Kingston. How's it going, my soul?
Oh, good, my bro.
How's it going? So, man, bro, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you were born, what school you went to, and anything about your family, brother.
All right. My name's Kingston. I was born and raised in Otara, out in Dawson.
Yep.
Primary school, I went to Beds Mainfreight Primary from year 1 to halfway through year 6. And then we shifted from Otara to Dawson. So I spent my last half year of year 6 at Dawson Primary.
Yep.
And then from there, went to Clover Park, went to school with Young Sid and all them.
Yeah.
But then, because my dad is a hardcore De La Salle, La Sallian,
Yeah.
he was like, you're not going to Clover, you're going to follow tradition.
So you went to La Salle?
So I went La Salle.
True.
Because all my uncles went there, all my dad's cousins went there, all my older cousins went there. So I was like, okay, fair enough then.
A Catholic?
Raised as a Catholic, yeah. Went to La Salle, played league for Otara Scorpions.
Mean.
From 9 till about 21, 22. Then I became a dad. Mind you, all the boys at that age, they started doing their own thing.
Yeah.
People, some of the boys were into work, into their girlfriends, into family life. So we all just kind of branched out.
Yep.
From rugby league, I went into MMA. Done that for a couple of years, and then for some reason, like, I just had wrestling, like pro wrestling, at the back of my mind. As a young poly boy, like, it was always on the TV, like free to air.
Yeah.
It was always free on Channel 2.
WWE, The Rock,
and all that kind of stuff. So in the back of my mind, like, I've always wanted to try it, but I didn't know where to go.
Yep.
And then at that time, it was Bebo.
Bebo
at the time, so that was ages ago.
That's right.
Yeah, Bebo was going
and you
around.
can select your top 12 friends or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Man, people used to get angry when, like, you put them, like, on the bottom list. Like, why am I number 6 now? Because my mom's number 1.
Man, that's right, Bebo. Yeah.
So, like, I found this wrestling school in New Zealand from Bebo, and I thought I'd just give it a try.
Yep.
Like, even if I don't make it, but as long as I can tick it off my bucket list.
Yep.
And then, like, out of 15 guys, including myself, I was the only one that made it. And I think I didn't make it because I was really fit, but, like, I had the it factor.
The
like,
look.
I wasn't your typical whitewashed pro wrestler. I was tatted up. My hair looked all messy and stuff like that.
Yeah. What was
So,
your wrestling name?
Kingston Eclipse.
Nice.
Yeah, so I chose the Eclipse because, like, like the sun, is it the sun or the moon?
Yeah,
The covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, with me trying to use that in wrestling, like, I come and then I go.
Yeah.
And
then the darkness is there.
Not in a gay way. Nah, but, like,
full moon.
Yeah. So, like, it was more like I walk into the pro wrestling scene, do what I need to do. At least when I leave, they remember my name.
Yeah.
And then I leave. So I did that, got the green light, started pursuing in pro wrestling. My parents were like, "Oh, so what are you doing now? You're not doing MMA?" I'm like, "Nah." Well, what are you doing? "Oh, I'm doing pro wrestling." The fake thing. You went from the real fighting to the fake one. I go, "Oh, don't understand, man. Could be the next Rock." But you're not done.
Dwayne Johnson, man.
Yeah. And then my dad, I didn't realize he was an undercover pro wrestling fan from, like, the golden era where Hulk Hogan,
Rocky Maivia,
all that kind of stuff, like on the mat kind of wrestling. And then when he found out I was doing wrestling, he took, like, interest in it. And I didn't realize, because I always saw my dad as, like, the rugby coach, because he coached me from under 9s till early 20s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's always been my coach.
Yeah.
And then with MMA, like, same thing, like, I'll get coached from my coaches, but then I come back home and then my old man's got these old school tricks up his sleeve, so I gotta use that.
The choke slam.
That's illegal, man. But then when wrestling came along, he paid like a bit more attention to my wrestling. So I'll be training, then I'll be asking him like, oh, I got a show on this week.
Yeah.
Come down. He finally came down to watch one of my shows, and then I was doing my wrestling, and then after that he was like, you coming over to the house tomorrow? Okay, yeah, I'm coming over. Oh yeah, we'll talk when you get home. I was like, shit, bro. I was like, my adrenaline was up there, so I was like, oh yeah, bro.
He's gonna give me the approval.
Yeah. And then when I popped over to my mum and them's the following day, he was like, yeah, come sit on the table. I was like, man, this just brought back memories from the footy days.
You're looking for the belt or the gender.
Yeah, and then sat down and he was like, oh yeah, like Kingston Eclipse, the wrestler. I go, yeah. And goes, who is he? I go, oh, a wrestler? Because back then I wasn't really focused on like characters. I just wanted to go out there and just perform. Just have fun with it. But then my dad was real strict on character because he grew up in the golden era of pro wrestling where the larger than life giants out there, the 6-footers.
Yeah.
So he was telling me like, he was breaking down the whole show that he watched, and he was like, yeah, there's a guy, he's like the moldy warrior. Okay, yeah. You can tell because he walks on with the mokos and all that.
Yeah.
And all his moves and the way his mannerism is more like moldy. Yeah. And then you got another guy here, he walks in with a towel. I already know he's trying to be a sexy boy. Okay. And then you walk in, I'm like, what the fuck?
What are you getting at, eh?
Yeah, I was like, what? So what? And my adrenaline was like from here, only like 5 minutes to drop back. So then, he just broke my whole character down. And then we just focused on like the real basics of pro wrestling, like character-wise.
Yeah.
So he was like, who's Kingston Eclipse? All this kind of stuff. My costume had to change. My whole look had to change.
Dude.
Yeah. When I first came into wrestling, they have hometowns for people from hometowns. And then mine was, I didn't want to put in Otara, but I put in Home of the Brave.
Yeah, nice.
So that was just a little...
That's the original. That's what Otara is known for, for Killabis and that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then my old man was like, okay, Home of the Brave, we'll circle the word brave. Okay. What's a brave? What's the first thing that popped into your mind? I was like, I don't know, Native Americans? He's like, yep. So we're going to break your whole character and use the whole Native American kind of character.
To build your character.
To build a new character.
Shucks, your old man was pretty onto it, bro.
Oh, man, like, I love picking his brain. Because, like, I could see one side, but then he thinks outside the box. So I'm like, oh, wow, shit. And then...
When you think about wrestling and The Undertaker, like, think about it, like, his whole theme was, like, I think one of his moves was he set up and he'd take people to the cemetery and then he'd come through with that dong noise and the casket. Obviously, your dad was doing the same thing.
It was exactly the same with me. Yeah, but like with me, I was so in wrestling terms green. So green is like I'm just a rookie.
Yep.
So I'm just soaking everything in, but I'm not. It's not registering.
Yep.
And then when we finally got the whole product down, and then he told me to go and like change my whole mannerism. No more walking around.
In a certain way.
Yeah, in a certain way, or like your typical good guy. Where like if you actually go to a wrestling show and you see like the baby face, which is a good guy, as soon as they step out the curtain, they're like, yeah, let's go, everybody, and start clapping hands.
Yeah.
Then my dad was like, nah, scrap that shit. Like you see like Undertaker, where like everybody knows he's a good guy, but he doesn't. Hey.
Yeah.
He has a presence from the way he walks out to the way he walks into the ring.
Yeah.
You see, similar to the Undertaker, you have that kind of presence. So I was more like. In a weird way where I was looking up serial killers. Just the whole mannerism, like when they walk in.
You're almost buying not buying, but you're almost trying to get like bathed in a character.
Yeah. So then when I had to change my whole music as well, like my whole theme music was more airy.
Yep.
My whole moveset had to change everything like that. Even my hairdo at the time, before mullets were mullet proper, I had the actual like
proper mullet
where it's not faded. It's just some shit at the back.
MacGyver,
not lined up. And then from then I just took the ball and ran with it. Like my costume, I was so into Mortal Kombat, so I used the concept of Scorpion and Sub-Zero costume.
Yep.
With the flap
Did
in
you have the
front.
mask as well in it? Like the face?
Nah, but I'll add in like eye contacts.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
So where did you take this, bro? Where did you take this character in your pro wrestling? Like, how far did it go?
well, I was only like had my eyes set on New Zealand, and then you know, when you put stuff on the internet and people start watching, and then Australia got a hold of me, and then I told my dad like, "Oh, bro, I'm going to Australia." He was like, "Go for it." So then I went to Oz, did a couple of shows there. They liked the character because I was like the outsider trying to
Yep.
take their number one spot or take their championship. So they ran with their kind of idea. So every time when I fly to Oz, I'm always the fucking bad guy. And I'm like, man, I want to be a hero for once.
It's always wrestling though. There's always, like even with WWE, they always create like a good end guy and a bad.
And a
like
bad
John
guy.
Cena, sometimes when he was wrestling, he'd sometimes be the good guy or the bad guy. And then you always have, like even The Rock, I think I watched a couple of months ago when he was doing his appearances, he was seen as the bad guy.
Yeah.
So it obviously adds more to the story that way.
Yeah. And then it's funny because like the people feed into it, and I think they love the bad guy more than the good guy.
Yeah.
So sometimes when it goes down that way, it's like either I've done my job or I haven't done my job. Because if I've done my job, it means I've pushed the good guy up there with me.
Yeah.
And if I haven't, then I gotta have a serious talk with that guy that I'm working with.
Yeah.
Because I can't overshadow him.
Yeah.
If he's a good guy for the company and I'm getting more of the praise as a bad guy, it's
So how does it work, bro? So obviously it's for wrestling, it's scripted.
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that process, bro. So you meet the other guy, you talk to him. How detailed are the scripted moves? Like, do you guys tell each other, like, from this corner at like 20 seconds into the first round, I'm going to do this move, and then you're going to go and do a choke slam? Like, how does that work?
At first, it'll be detailed right down to the T, especially for the rookies. Like, the rookies will just listen to whatever the vet is saying, because obviously
What do you mean, the veteran?
The veteran, like
The original.
normally for exposure or just to get experience, like the rookie will have a match with a veteran.
Yeah.
And then it won't be like a normal match. It'll probably be like a squash match. So a squash match will only be like 3 minutes. So it's just for the rookie to get more exposure, get more confident, and then slowly as he starts progressing, then his minutes will be even longer.
Yep.
But when it comes down to like putting down a match, with me, when I do my matches, it will be, at first it was scripted down to the T. Like, I do this for 2 minutes, I'll do that for 1 minute, and then you beat me up, turn around.
Shucks.
It was like that. But then as you start wrestling and you start like
putting into action.
With me, I would just put down the gist of how the match is gonna go, and then I'll fill in everything as we're going on.
How do moves go wrong? Because there's been some injuries in the past with WWE. It's been pretty bad, man. Like people have died, and
sometimes, like some guys would try a move.
Yeah.
But that's their first time trying it on that person.
Yeah.
Like they haven't had like training
With
prior
that person.
or they haven't had like time to perfect that move.
Yep.
And sometimes some wrestlers will just do it in the heat of the moment, or the guy that's taking the move, or the guy that's the move that's what do you call it?
Like the aggressor, so to say. Yep.
So sometimes it's called sandbag.
Yep.
Sandbag means like if the guy doesn't want to do it, he'll put all his weight down. Like,
true.
Yeah.
Is that during the move?
That's during the move too.
So
like,
then you know. Wow.
There's a lot of issues that a lot of scenarios happen with people doing sandbags.
Yeah.
People will say like, "Oh, like I believe it's not safe. It's not safe for me to do it." But then when the person actually does it, because they already agreed upon like we're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
That gives that person like, oh, he's gonna rather
do
sandbag
it.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, bro. So, man, like, bro, and talking about your social media content, bro. Man, I love your stuff, bro. Like, it's pretty vocal. When did you start pushing the Kiss the Floor content, bro?
I would say like I was doing content prior to COVID. So like I was still doing videos, but
Not as aggressive.
yeah, not
Yep.
as like how I'm pushing it right now.
Yeah.
Like I'll put up videos on Facebook and then it'll only get like 1 like, 2 likes.
Yeah.
But I was just doing it just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
So I was only doing skits, like me and my twin.
Yeah.
So my twin would be the fob guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then me being like the Kiwi guy.
Yeah.
So I do skits, but it'll only get like 1 or 2 likes.
And then-
Instagram as well,
Yeah.
1 or 2 likes. And then when COVID came along, and then my mates were like, bro, you should download. At that time, it was Musical.ly, the app,
Yes.
which is now TikTok.
Yep.
They're like, you should download Musical.ly and put all your stuff on there. I was like, nah, I'm all good.
Yeah.
But then when the lockdown happened, where we had to stay home for like 4 weeks,
Yeah.
then I was like, I'll just see what this TikTok is
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So I'll download it, upload videos. And then the attraction I'll get from there was way more than what I was getting from
What were you getting? What were you experiencing?
just a lot of likes.
Yeah.
And then like
Views.
that fed my endorphins. I was like, oh well, like I'm doing better on TikTok than I was doing on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then like I just got it.
What was the content?
It was just my my skits.
Yeah.
Where me and my twin, the fob guy and the Kiwi born. And then I think after a while I just started drifting away from that content because there's a lot of Polynesian content creators like that.
Yep.
And I
Like
was
Outspoken.
yeah, like Outspoken, yeah. And then you got your Terrell Tuffers,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
your Johnny Tuivasas. So
That's true.
there's heaps of people in that area.
Area. Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, like I want to do something else.
Yeah.
And then I just started looking into like COVID, the real my ugly truth about COVID
And your beliefs.
and my beliefs on that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like the attraction started getting more negative.
Yeah.
And then like people were telling
What do you
me,
mean,
like,
bro? So like, what do you mean, like getting negative? So what were you experiencing at the time?
oh, like I got labeled conspiracy theorist,
Sharks.
labeled a so-called fear doctor.
Yep.
I was like, man, like the evidence is there. It's just people choose not to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like they'll rather listen to mainstream media when behind closed doors they're pushing this out and they're pushing that up,
Yeah.
but people don't want to look at it.
How did you come up with this belief system, bro? Like, were your parents, did they embed in you to always believe what you feel and have a deep faith in not trusting men?
Yeah, I think I got it from my dad because he's so outspoken.
Yeah, yeah.
I think with him when he first came to NZ, and he went and helped out his dad in the whatever field that they were working in.
Yep.
And because my granddad was a fob, like he doesn't understand English.
Yep.
So then my dad at that young age took it upon himself to read books.
Nice.
Yeah, read books. So it'll be him against the white man, like because so many times, bro, there'll be it's the Islanders against the system.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Islanders will get pushed into a meeting, and because they don't understand the white man's language,
Yeah.
they just say, "Oh, yes sir, yes sir,
Yeah.
yes sir." So my dad was like, "No, he's not gonna."
Educate.
Yeah, he's gonna speak on behalf of my granddad and his mates. So then, I think as I was growing up, my dad was always outspoken. He's always reading books, and then I think with the Kiss the Floor persona,
Yeah.
it kind of branched off from my dad.
Yeah.
So every time when my dad speaks, bro, I just listen.
Yeah,
I think
cool.
with every son or every firstborn son, when they see their dad is their role model, their dad is their superhero. So with me, like when I'm looking at my dad, his word is law, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So when he talks from a different perspective, where I'm looking at just the basic common, or this is the way we should be doing it, but
Yeah.
then my dad sees it from like 3 different point of views.
Yeah.
And then he opens my mind. I'm like, oh, well, true.
I think it's a intuition and faith.
Yeah.
I seriously think there's only a certain amount of few people. My wife's actually one of them too, and I think I've got a little bit of it, and you probably have it too. But I think it's a spirituality aspect. It's when you have a strong faith and you know that you know what you've been told. There's more to it.
Yeah.
There's more to it. And yeah, like what you exactly said, I think that you probably didn't get, you know, what you were saying before about the whole vaccine thing, because you knew that there was an underlining, there's something weird about it. And so tell us a little bit, what was the video that you got probably the most hate during that time, bro? What was the most? What was the...
At the time, it was when they were pushing out vaccine rallies for the Polynesians.
The KFC ones?
Yeah, the KFC ones where you get your vaccine done, but you get a free box of KFC.
Yeah.
And then all the
what did you think when that was? Because they targeted Manuka way, they targeted
the event center.
Yeah.
And I was just weird because like they always target the Polynesians in the South Auckland area.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like we're not dumb like that, bro. Like it just proves to the people that are outside of South Auckland, like we'll do anything just for a free box of KFC.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, I've never seen a vaccine where they do if you get this, you get a free box
voucher
or voucher or something like that. I'm like, since when?
Yeah.
And then like all the Polynesians came up to me like, oh man, like do it for your family, do it for your nana. I was like, but like even if I do get the vaccine or if you don't, you still have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, but it's saving it's saving our loved ones. Okay. So that means like if you take a shit in your pants, I have to wear a nappy then. Yeah, and I just got a lot of shit for that. I was like, man, you probably the ones that go to the beach swimming with your fucking face mask. Nah, I just got a lot of hate for that, and I was like,
what did was it at the time? So I got a lot of hate because obviously I had my own beliefs and so forth. Man, at the time it was hard because you know you deal with a lot of demons, bro. Because like at the time you're like, man, is this the right decision? Like, am I really that dumb? Like, am I really a minority?
Yeah.
Looks like everyone's jumping on it. Like, should I get it? Should I not?
yeah.
What did it prove to you, bro, at the time? Like, how hard was it for you at the time, bro? Were you dealing with a lot of demons at the time, like questioning your decision? And how did you manage to get through, bro?
Yeah, I think with me, because my family base was really strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't an outsider with my point of view.
Yeah.
And I think it made me stand a bit stronger because my dad believed in the same thing, and my mum and my siblings, my partner too. So like we weren't ostracized. Like we were ostracized from our friends and our other family members.
Friends.
Friends.
Yeah.
But then like as long as we stay true to what we believe, then it's all right.
Yeah.
So I think with me, when this whole thing was going down, like it didn't really faze me.
Yeah.
I mean, like friends come and go, like only the real ones will stand.
Yeah.
And I think the real one at that time was just my little inner circle of family.
Well, what did it expose you to, bro? Like, did it open your eyes to be like, wow, I didn't realize that this would put a divide in the country?
Yeah.
Like, tell us a little bit about your beliefs on that and your experience.
It just, I think it all trickles down from Jacinda Ardern at that time.
Yeah.
Where she was saying like, if you want to get a haircut, you have to get vaxxed.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go to the shops, got to get vaxxed.
Yeah.
Get a coffee, get vaxxed. And like if you don't get vaxxed, then like you're demonized for your decision or your beliefs.
Yeah.
And I think with I think people would rather just listen to what the other person is saying because of their political status or whatever status that they're on.
Yeah.
And they believe like, oh, you know, like she or he is saying the right thing, we should follow suit.
Yeah.
I was like, I put out like a little, like a little scenario, like a made up scenario. And I was like, my mate's missus wants to go to the gym, but she can't because her husband told her to always check up on her before she goes.
Yep.
And then everybody on the comment section was like, yeah, no, she has the right to wander off and do her own thing. She's her own woman. She has her own rights. And okay, yeah. So why you let the government tell us what to do then? We have our own rights. We have our own human rights. That's a basic like.
Was it the scanning barcode situation?
With that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think the issues or the topics that I'll bring up, it's always going to be labeled as anti-vax. Yeah.
What was the biggest? What was the topic that you brought during that time that really ruffled feathers?
Man, I've got to think because I've done a lot. I've done a
You've
lot.
done a lot,
I've
yeah,
done a lot, man.
yeah.
Now, I think at that time it would just have to be that the vaccine rally that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because I'm part of the Polynesian community, and like when one brother stands up amongst the rest,
Yeah.
like people are just trying to pull you back down and believe what they believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it was definitely a trying time, bro. Like, yeah, it was definitely, I'll never forget that time, man. It was disheartening to see just how people just divide and just, being incentivized to get something and then to be questioned for your decision, bro. Like, it's not being anti-vax. It's just having freedom to just, bro, like, you know, if you've got in your own beliefs and if I was to die, that's my decision. Like, why do I need to take something to keep you safe? Like, that was my belief at the time, bro.
Yeah.
You get it, cool. Like, for me, it was like, you got a bulletproof vest? Perfect. You're protected. I'm not protected. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Like, since when in life do you have to worry about me?
Exactly. It's just like
It was
saying
weird.
it's like trying to chuck on a I love Jesus shirt to an atheist. They're not going to wear it. It's the same with us. Like, I'm not going to take the vax because I choose not to. I believe not to.
One thing, bro, because I started own a gym ages ago and I left due to personal reasons. But man, the amount of people that would tag me in articles, the anti-vaxxers are, bro, I'd get tagged.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, true.
Yeah.
You know, and then like you'd get tagged and then you had the laughing emojis. I was like, oh, true. Okay. And that was one thing I was like, don't worry, this is all going to end. And I was just like, you don't do things for revenge, but you just have things that you know this is going to end.
Yeah.
And then you have the last laugh. Bro, yeah. I mean, I was watching one of your videos, bro, and I was talking to you about it just before. Was it Bridget?
Oh, Bridget Tomiana from Huntley.
Bro.
That's he doesn't deserve to have a dad title next to his name, especially to a little baby like that.
Bro, like when I was reading it, bro, it would almost, like, I was reading in front of my wife. You almost think it was a movie.
Yeah, by the way it was explained from
in the article,
like
bro.
real detailed.
What's your take on that, bro? Like, you would know because you got such beliefs and you're quite educated.
Yeah.
Why do people in society do this? What do you think that is, bro? What do you think created this monster to do this stuff, bro, to a 23-month-old girl? And then I read it, bro, and he left her in the bathtub face down.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, bro. Like,
yeah, it's sad, man. Like, the story
that's
is so
satanic,
sad.
bro.
Yeah. And then like I think his sister at the time she just happened to pop into the house and saw the baby lying face down. And then she took the baby out, resuscitated her. And then Bridget was like, oh, bro, she should have been dead.
Yeah,
I was like, man, like, why have kids if you're not going to raise them, man? Like, you're just a sperm donor, bro. But then, like, oh, no, it's just...
It's unhuman, bro.
Yeah.
What's your take on that, bro? Like, it's quite disheartening because, so my nationality, I'm Tongan Māori. Tongan Māori. And I don't know, just jumping to conclusions. Must be a Māori last name, look like a, fellow Māori last name. What, like, I just don't get, like, the frequency of it occurring in New Zealand. Like, I don't know whether you might have seen the stat on TikTok. The crimes, our people, our Māori people, there seems to be something that's occurring for the amount of crimes that we're committing.
Yeah.
And then, like, I just find it so bizarre that you've got, like, people in Parliament that are moaning about names on streets and trying to get all... Why are we not trying to address the problems that's happening in our home?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's crazy, bro. It's just, like, I can speak because obviously being half Māori, my mum's from up north in Ngāpuhi. And I just can't understand how we're just focusing on such the wrong things. And people say colonization and all this type of stuff, but it's like, no, there's something deeper than this. Like, I just think that there's something deeper that needs to be addressed. And I think the hardest thing is that there's always the victim card, like aroha. And like I was reading the article too, bro, and then the family were even, they kind of knew of
They
some.
they
knew of
yeah,
it, bro.
They knew of it, yeah.
I was reading that.
But no one stepped in.
How many times do we see whānau like wrapping around?
It's like they.
It's
Even in the Samoan culture too. Like when something happens in the family, like they won't address it, but they'll sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
And it's considered normal. Like even I was raised that way as well. Like something happens within the family, oh no, we'll just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
Until someone will stand up. But if you do stand up, same example that I said earlier, like you're demonized, you're labeled as an outcast.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Don't go against your own family.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And then when someone does stand up and voice their opinions and say like, nah, bro, this is wrong. Like you say break the cycle. Well, who's gonna break the cycle?
If we're gonna always keep
if
the
we're
cycle.
always gonna keep it.
Yeah.
So like if someone does stand up, you get shut back down.
Yeah. Bro, so your content, bro, it's always got to do with current events. I love it. It's awesome, bro. Where do you get all your info from and before you post? Like, you know, do you do a lot of research on NZ Herald? Do you find different, like, tell us about that, bro, that process.
Yeah, so I'll just look up, NZ Herald, what you were saying.
True.
So I'll just read that and I'll just pick out like the basic outline of what the article is about.
Yep.
Then I'll just use it the way Crystal Flow would, if he was an anchor, a news anchor.
Yeah.
And like just judging by the comments, they were like, "Oh, bro, we'd rather listen to you than the bloody Free News or the One News Hub." And I was like, "Man, like doing the news content, it's still new. Like the first time it happened was I was on Facebook and I was just scrolling through, and then one of the articles popped up and it caught my mind. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I had a look, started reading it. I was like, "Man, like I can't just like." Go back to my newsfeed and just keep scrolling. Like, man, like it weighed heavy on me.
Yeah.
I was like, nah,
what was the article?
The Bridget Tamiana. And I was like, oh, nah, man.
Bro,
like,
sorry to interrupt, bro. Like, I couldn't believe what I was reading, bro.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know, this guy, and it was this year. It was this year, bro. Like literally in May, I think.
It was, yeah, this year.
He gouged the eyes
Of their baby.
That is just different. Like, I don't know. There's no justifying that behavior, bro. That is just maybe like, maybe he did have mental problems, but there were so many ways that could have been intervened. Whānau could have helped out.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and then it was just, there were so many ways that I was reading up that he could have been intercepted and stopped, but it just kept on going.
Nah, that's just, no.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, I got 3.
How did you feel when you were reading that?
I just thought about my youngest because she's 3. And like for someone to do that to my youngest, I was like, nah, man, like.
That's not human. Because I felt the passion in your video, bro.
Yeah.
I felt the passion, bro.
I just couldn't do it. Even like with that video that you saw, and I put it on TikTok, it got shut down. Yeah.
What?
It got taken down. So like all the other platforms that I put it on, it stayed.
Yeah.
But then for some reason, the same content on TikTok, maybe less than a week, it just got shut down.
Did it say that you had violated?
Yeah, they say I violated bullying and harassment. And then I'm looking, I'm like, am I the bully or is Bridget the bully? And then I'm thinking, it's just the way that I speak, I think.
But the thing is, how are you bullying when you're speaking on behalf of the little one?
Exactly, yeah. So when people hit me up on Facebook, they're like, my bro, is your account, is it still up? So like this account now on TikTok is like number 9, number 10. So like.
So this is your 9th account?
This one right now, the TikTok account.
Shucks.
So it's, I don't want to like water myself down and say like, oh, maybe I'll just branch off into the funny skits.
Yeah.
Just to stay on the good books. But I'm like, nah, like you're just trying to quiet me. Like trying to silence me, man. Like if I have something to say, like I should have the right to say it. Yeah. You got pedos out there walking around, like when they get caught, just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
This justice system is fucked. I didn't like it. I didn't realize like judges give out discounts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't even know. Like
depending on like,
especially the pedos.
True, tell us, bro.
Yeah,
Tell
so
us.
like the pedos will get like their sentence would be like 7 years or whatever.
Yep.
But then like the judge would be like, oh no, I'll give you a 20% discount because of your upbringing. I'll give you another 10% discount because you owned up to your whatever you did. So instead of serving 7 years, you only serve a couple months. And then from a couple months, it's not inside your home D.
Home D.
And
So
I'm
you're
like-
on a computer doing the same thing.
Yeah. And I was like, half of these guys that I call out, half of these pedos that I call out, man, like there was another guy named Blake Miller.
Yeah.
He got caught doing some nasty shit to his a family friend's daughter.
What was the level of? Or you don't have to go too detail, but what was it like?
Just too much. Whenever he sleeps over, he'll sleep in her room, do some of that
Weird
ugly shit. Yeah, weird shit. Yeah, and then I think he felt guilty. I don't know, like he said he felt guilty, but like it was over a span of like 3 years. I'm like,
So
shouldn't you
3 years,
shouldn't you feel guilty after the first thing?
Yeah.
Not 3 years later. But then like he felt guilty, then he confided in his parents. The parents went to the cops, turned himself in.
And then he got sentenced for 7 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
And
they
what was
cut
the
it right
discount?
down. Yeah. They cut it right down to I think 12 months, 11 or 12 months home D. And I was like, bro, that's not justice, man. Like, and
That's
then the
crazy.
the family of the victim, they reached out to me and they were like, yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they reached out to me on my Facebook page. And they were like, yeah, thanks for pushing out our story. I mean, like that story on my Facebook page, Kingston Eclipse. You guys can look it up.
Yeah.
Like and share. Yeah, like the Blake Ivan Miller content that I pushed out. It's got like at least 2K, 3K shares.
Shucks, that's a lot, bro.
More than 5K or likes or whatever like that. And then the family of the victim reached out to me and said like, thanks for pushing out that message. Because I looked at the way I got that story was through the NZ Herald.
Yep.
And like it was only like a couple of likes here and there on that story. So I thought I'll push it out even more.
Yeah.
And then I got a good response. The family reached out. They said thank you. And then they said like Blake's mum is praising her lawyer for getting him 11 months, 12 months home D.
So the pedophile's mum is praising the lawyer
that represented them
for getting 11 months discounted from what was the original?
From like 7 years. Yeah.
Have you ever been, I love how you call people out, but have you ever gotten death threats? Have you ever been, someone messaged you?
Oh man, heaps. There's a
Tell
lot,
us,
man. There's a
tell
lot
us a little bit
on,
about that, bro.
with death threats and like just people trying to call me out like in my DMs or in my comment section.
What's the worst you've gotten?
Oh yeah, this was like a couple nights ago.
For real?
Yeah. There's this one guy, like I don't even know if it's a guy or a girl, but like the profile photo there's no photo, and the name,
Classic.
like, you can tell it's a made up name. But there's like
One follower.
Yeah, well, there's only one follower. He's probably following himself. That person was like, my bro, you talk a lot of shit. I don't even know if I can say it on here.
So say it.
Like, my bro, you talk a lot of shit. I know where you stay. I know where your family stay. I'm after you and your kids. And then he put the knife emoji in there. And I looked at it like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me. Because with me, like, when I push out my content, I'm never afraid to show my face out in public.
Yeah.
I still walk, like going to the
grocery
shops,
stores. Yeah.
walk with my kids. Every time when I get hate or death threats, it's always online, but it's never in person.
Yeah.
And so like
It's always
that. Yeah. I think because we grew up in like now. We're in the social media era where you can just say whatever the fuck you want to say and hide behind
a
different
computer.
name.
Yeah.
And I think that's we're in the era of like keyboard warriors now. Like,
Very hard. And the thing is, like, for people that don't know, if you're in New Zealand, especially in Auckland, where this guy is from, Otara and Dawson, bro, like it's legit the home of the brave. I know, like, bro, it's one out central. Like, bro, if you got a problem, you'll rock up to your house and
Yeah, like
Like, that's
that's
the
how you
thing.
sort it out back in the days, man. Like if you had a problem, bro, like just have a 1-out.
Yeah.
And then like when everything's done, you're good. Yep, shake it off, and you go your way, I go my way. Nowadays, man, like you have a
Jump on Instagram.
yeah, or like
Grapevine
bro,
pages.
I don't like what you're saying, bro. Have my bro, and pull out a knife, pull out a gun.
Yeah.
Man, I think this era, bro, they're too scared to take a hiding.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you get a hiding, bro, you learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you get a hiding, learn from it, come back again, get another hiding, learn from it, come back again, get another hiding. Oh, bro, nah, you need to take some classes, bro.
Yeah. Bro, that's crazy. Bro, how does it feel to see brothers that have come from your hood do well? So obviously Young Sid, Smash Proof. Deej, bro, he's doing so well. How does that feel, bro? Like obviously being street smart has actually helped them to be business smart.
Yeah.
How does that feel, bro? And obviously yourself with your social media stuff.
Nah, I think it's pretty onto it, man. Like it's very rare that you hear brown brothers from the hood doing well. I noticed. Oh wait, sorry. I noticed like if a brown brother makes it out of the hood, it's an Auckland person.
Yeah,
But if something
when
bad
commits
happens,
crime,
it's
Otara.
Otara or somebody from South Auckland. It's always that. Like they already labeled us as the bad guys from South Auckland. But when we do good, the Auckland man or the Auckland woman. But like to answer your question, like yeah, I'm extremely happy that our boys they've created pathways so like some of the younger generations that want to pursue the same pathway, they know where to go.
Yeah.
I think with me with pro wrestling, like because I went so far as New Zealand, Australia, and Japan.
Oh wow.
And Japan, that I still believe like I'm the only pro wrestler from Otara, and I think
made it that far.
That went that far, or that's even wrestling at this present moment. There's a lot of wrestlers.
So you still wrestle today?
I think if I wasn't doing Crystal Floor content and doing podcasts, I would still be wrestling.
Yeah.
But I think about 2 years now I haven't wrestled.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah. But like with wrestling, like I know how to get to point A to point B.
Yeah.
I know the connections from Australia to Japan.
Yeah, they're already there.
So like if any of the brothers or any of the sisters that want to pursue wrestling, I know where to go.
Well, look at The Rock, bro. You can't go any further than that. He's paved the way for Samoans. And I didn't realize that he was actually born. Was he born in New Zealand? I think, or he was.
I
Did
think
they
he
come here, migrate?
Came here to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Grey Lynn,
Somewhere out
think.
there. Yeah. So yeah, it's just it's humbling to add another pathway to those from the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool for that.
Tell us a little bit about Otara, bro, for people that don't know. What's it like? You know, when they say home of the brave, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
People don't know that. Obviously, it's, you know, there's quite a bit of gang fights and so forth that happen there. People don't know. Like, tell us a little bit about that.
I think Otara for me, man, it doesn't matter how bad it is, it's still home to me.
Yeah.
You'll come across, I think, like if you're living in Otara, if you're born and bred in Otara, I guarantee you, bro, like you have like 5 sets of friends.
Yeah.
And it's always like a sports player,
Yeah.
a churchy,
Yeah.
a musician, a gangster or a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And even I have mates in those 5 categories, but like I don't see them, like I don't judge them.
Yeah.
Because we come across them we come across those kind of people in the neighborhood. It's just I think with me, try not to.
No, bro, do it.
It's because I have family members that are gangsters.
Yeah.
They're in the gangs. I have family members that are drug dealers. I have family members that are churchies, sport players.
Yeah.
And like with me, it's just I embrace all that.
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't be Otara.
Yeah.
The same family members that are in those categories are in the same
With the same circle of friends.
circle of friends as well. So I think that's what makes Otara is that it's not just your typical bad area. There's a lot of
There's
good
a character, a lot of character. There's a lot of people trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think when people are trying to get out of the hood, it's in Otara, when someone's trying to make it out, there's been quite a few times where when they do make it out, they don't come back.
Yeah.
But when they do make it out, they look down.
Yeah.
In my opinion, bro, like you should never ever look down on your hood.
Nah.
Never look down
Don't
on
forget
your...
where you come from,
Don't
eh?
forget where you come from, because like if you hit rock bottom, bro, and you come back down, those guys that you hated on, bro, they're like, shame.
Yeah.
Shame cunt.
Yeah.
And I think you get that with a lot of neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Tall poppy syndrome, man, like people trying to leave the hood to better themselves, and then they're gonna give back to the hood.
Yeah.
And like I've seen a lot of like in America too, like you got sport players like basketball, whatever, like they make out of the hood, but then they always make their way back. They always come back and give back to the communities.
Like
and that's what I love.
like basketball courts and stuff like that.
And that's what I love about Otara, like with my brother Singy. He gives back to the hood. He gives back to the hood with providing free classes for the neighborhoods. And that's cool, man.
There's fitness classes,
Fitness classes for D4G.
Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to D4G.
Yeah.
Because Singy,
I know they do community boot camps, eh? Yeah,
exactly. So, because he's gone a long way with his martial arts. He's been over to China and Asia, and then when he comes back to the hood, still the same old Singy. He's never walking around with a chip on the shoulder. Just humble.
Yeah. Always remember where you come from and don't let it make you, eh? Never take. You can take the man out of Otara, but you can't take the Otara out of the man, eh?
Never.
Man, bro, talking quickly about what you said about tall poppy. What's your perception on that?
Nah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's real common in the Polynesian community.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Tell us, define what it is, bro. Define what it is. What's your perception on it?
I say like if a brown brother or brown sister wants to make a change in the community or wants to make a change within her family.
Yeah.
And she finally stands up after so many years, and she goes, nah, like I'm gonna break the cycle, or nah, I'm gonna pursue this instead of like the other avenues that her family or his family is trying to push them
Continue.
to.
Yeah.
Say like mom and dad want you to be a sports player, but you want to be a 5'8".
Yeah.
Or like you want to pursue something in ministry.
Yeah.
But because your family's they're not into churchy stuff.
Yeah.
And they see that, they're like, you're not going to make it, or it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, it plays with that person's mind.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'm not going to make it. Maybe this isn't my
Questions,
calling.
Yeah.
And I think with tall poppy syndrome, it does question a lot of people that do stand up.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's worse in the Polynesian community, man. Like it sucks, but it happens.
Bro, I agree, because so we run for a not-for-profit organization, we run like financial literacy courses and so forth. And so we run a business module, and the number one reason that we found that a lot of people like Polynesians and Māori don't like do their own business because they're scared of what people will think about them.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you said, because it's been questioned like, no, don't do that. You're not a business person. Or maybe they are.
Yeah. You just never know. I think with our parents, they want us to succeed, but they're too scared for us to fail.
Safe.
So we got to play it safe.
Yeah.
And like with us, like we have to respect our parents. We have to respect our elders. So sometimes that holds us back.
Yep, I agree.
We want to pursue, but no, like
don't disappoint my mum.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do it when they did.
Yeah,
sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
When their parents pass away, now I can finally do it, but
it's too
maybe
late.
it's too late. Or like sometimes people want to pursue their careers, and once they finally get there, like after 20 odd years, and their mom and them was like, oh, where's baby?
Yeah.
I need a family. Oh man, I'm already 50 years old.
Yeah.
No, it's too late to have a family. So I think with me, like it's I'm fortunate that I have my kids in my 20s.
Yeah, so you got it all done.
All done, yeah. I told my missus, shop is closed. Take the key.
Tie the tube.
Yeah,
Finished.
Because I think with me, like I'll have my kids in my 20s, then I'll raise them in my 30s.
Yeah.
So I'm 34, so I'm still raising my kids.
And it's cool because you got energy. Yeah.
And then 40s, man, they'll be living their life. 50, out the door,
And
get
the
away.
cool thing is you'll still be able to see your grandchildren and potentially your great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
But man, it's so hard, and you'll know this too, bro. With the price of living, people are starting to have kids later. because they can't afford it.
They can't afford it. Yeah, that's oh man, that's kind of that's shockers, man.
It's sad, It's sad, bro.
Yeah.
Like you don't have that same like my wife. She's got like 7 kids and her siblings. Yep. But you remember way back in the day, bro, you'd have like 10 kids and it's the norm. Bro,
especially in your culture.
But no, the Tongans, but like
the Tongans, man, it's always 10 or 12. I'm like, no, far, right?
Is it the same parents? But now it's only 1 and 2 now, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
I think that's just the way things are now.
Yeah.
Some people, like you were saying, they'll wait till a later time or when they're financially stable.
Yeah. Well, obviously your family all work. Your dad's obviously a hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
So was that distilled in your family at quite a young age to always work hard and
working hard, work ethics. I get that from my parents.
Yeah.
Especially with my mom, like she, when dad's gone to work and we were young, she will look after us. But then after a while, when we started growing up a bit older, then she's like, "Nah, mom wants to go to work.
Yeah.
You guys already done you guys are already old enough.
Yeah.
You guys go play with your friends, whatever. Yep, I'm going to work." And I think at that time, my dad didn't want it to work.
Yeah.
I think he was still stuck in the old school way where
Mum
dad
stays
goes
home.
mum stays home.
Yeah.
And I think as the time started changing, and then my mum just got bored.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say got bored of us, but like she knows she wants to do something.
Yeah.
Get busy, so she went and got a job, and then my dad was like, "How long is this gonna last?"
Yeah.
And you know what, man, it's been going on for a while now.
Nice.
So now, like, mum is more like, if you see my mum like at the Ormiston warehouse, anybody out there, you'll see like a woman with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Man, like
is it the one where the new mall is?
Yeah, with the new mallers. Yeah. Man, she's like a mum to all the high schoolers that walk in.
Yeah.
She's real typical. Like
no snatch and grabs
nah,
there.
nah. They're like, "Oh, hey, miss, do you know where this is?" And she's like, "Can you read the signs?" she's like that, man. Like she wears a heart on her sleeve, man. Like she's like the female version of my dad.
Yeah.
So my dad's more like out the gate with his stuff, and then my mum was more the same but female.
Yeah. Man, what's on the horizon for Kiss the Floor, brother? What's on the horizon for yourself moving forward? What's some new things that you got on the plans? You're still going to go hard on your content?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your future plans, brother.
Okay, so I'm currently in the process of doing a short film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it cultural focused or?
It's about the dawn raids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think when you guys, I don't know if anybody has watched the Poly Panthers on TVNZ Plus.
I haven't watched it, but I know of it. The Great in Greyland, Ponsonby area, right? Yeah.
So that was more like through the eyes of the Poly Panthers.
Yeah.
And I think this short film that we're doing is through the eyes of the overstayers. So it's a different perspective.
So it's a different perspective. So because the Poly Panthers were in reaction to the, they had to band together because, man, it was sad. Sorry to go back to it. Who was the Prime Minister at the time? Was it Muldoon? No.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
And from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, from what I remember, so what happened, there was a working shortage. I think, is that right? There was a working shortage, and so they went over, they basically opened up the visas to all the Pacific Island countries.
Yeah.
And they basically said, come through, easy access, we need labor, need labor. And then from what I understand, there was an uproar from Kiwis because islanders were taking jobs.
They were taking jobs, but then the islanders, they were promised residency.
Correct.
So
and then they
flipped.
flipped. They flipped.
So once the economy was up and rising, the cops with Jacinda Ardern's dad, they popped in and said, "Show me your visas, show me your papers."
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, but you guys
because they
promised us
flipped,
this.
bro. They just basically flipped, and everyone that basically didn't have their visa, everyone that was there was just basically classified as an overstayer. And then, man, it was pretty sad what I was listening to. I'd done some research, not heaps, but they were basically waking up 4 a.m, pulling people out of their beds.
Yeah. So, that film that I'm doing, it's through the eyes of the overstayers, and
it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, we're currently shooting at the moment.
Oh wow, man!
So like,
when's it gonna be released?
Hopefully before the end of the year.
Oh, solid.
Yeah, and then got a lot of other gigs as well lined up as well. With acting and performing. So I think that I didn't see myself ever doing acting. But I think like with pro wrestling. It was an
Yes.
easy transition.
Correct. Yeah. And then with the genre of you
Yeah.
changing for Kiss the Floor,
Yeah.
putting on that character as well.
I think just putting on characters, it's a easy. I think I give praise to pro wrestling because without pro wrestling, I wouldn't be able to channel different characters. Yeah.
You mean without your dad?
Oh, and my dad too,
actually
yeah,
built
and my
that.
dad.
He was the one that actually built that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, like just Kiss the Floor, man. Like the name Kiss the Floor, I'm paying homage to my grandmother.
Yeah, man.
People ask me like, where did the Kiss the
floor,
Floor name
yeah.
come from? They all think it's like wrestling related. Like,
Hiding.
is that one of your moves? I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I'm paying homage to my grandmother. They're like, is your grandmother Kiss the Floor? Nah,
Did she
like,
make you kiss the floor?
it was weird because like I went back to the islands one time, and when she was still alive, when I was a youngin, and then I had to look after the shop, the village shop.
Yep.
So she's fluent in Samoan, but
Yep.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So she's asking me like, oh, something in Samoan. So I'm looking at her, but my hand is like at the back,
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
She like leai, like no,
Yeah, yeah.
this one leai. Okay. And she goes, shh, you want kiss the floor? So yeah, kiss the floor means like, oh, you want to hiding, you want to slap.
Oh my gosh, oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So that's where it came from.
So yeah, so that's where it originally came from, man. So when people ask me like, oh, why is your name Kiss the Floor? Do you want people to call you Kiss? I'm like, maybe nah. Yeah, but then that story just pops up and they're like, nah, just didn't see the two and two.
Yeah.
Every time they say Kiss the Floor, they always think like might be one of your wrestling moves
Yeah,
or
yeah.
your wrestling name.
Yeah.
Nah. Just paying homage to my grandmother.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much, Kingston, for your time. Also, bro, it's been an honor to have you on our show. Hey, guys, if you don't forget, obviously, where your socials, bro, for everyone to like and subscribe on that.
Yep. So TikTok, Kiss the Floor. IG, Kiss the Floor. On Facebook, Kingston Eclipse.
Mean.
OnlyFans. Nah.
Oh, man. But honestly, guys, it's been an awesome episode, man. And I love the fact that he speaks from a heart and he speaks what he wants to say, because I think that's what we should be doing. You know, we shouldn't have to be suppressed and told to think a certain way, you know, because that's not freedom. But thank you so much for your time. Also, I've enjoyed it, man. Like I said, like and subscribe our YouTube channel as well. And don't forget to like his page. Let's go.